our political guest, Charu. I want to start with you because this directly is, the social media platforms, starting with WhatsApp, of course, and I'm sure others will follow suit, hitting back at the government for its new IT rules 3 months after they were asked to follow these guidelines. Your response on the entire lawsuit filed by, and your party's response on this lawsuit that has come into force today.
So, Aditi, let's break this up. First of all, what exactly is the government asking these tech giants to do currently? The requirements, I believe, are very basic, starting with setting up a complaint redressal forum. For me, I'll give you an example. Today, and I also am a woman. So today, if I have an issue with a current post on one of my social media accounts, and if I want to get rid of that post, what what ways do I have to take this ahead in a legitimate and a safe manner? There aren't very many available. The government has said that you have to set up a 3-step complaint redressal system. You have to employ a nodal officer in India who's going to make sure the compliances are done in case of a breach of something the government needs you to do. And the third thing is that in case of, say, fake news being spread, so we're always talking about fake news, so on and so forth. A lot of women's dignities are compromised on social media, and this cannot be taken lightly. Isn't it important that we identify who was the first person, the original creator of the content which has gone viral? So maybe it is related to violence in the capital, maybe it is related to the dignity of a woman which has been compromised. It's essential that the first originator of content is identified and held responsible for what is happening. These are the government's requirements, and I think they're very fair. As the world changes, the way crime done in the world is also changing. And when you want to deal with this crime, which has moved online now, which has moved into the cyberspace now, and which is basically a dark space for most citizens. I know it's a dark space for me, and every day I end up learning a little bit more. And I say with certainty, a lot of citizens are like me. Every day they learn a little bit more, and they're concerned with what is important for them, and they leave the rest aside. But that doesn't mean the cyberspace is not something which is not easy to maneuver, and the government has to keep up with the crime which has shifted online. What are these tech giants doing instead of complying with these rules, which I admit should have been in place for a very long time? They are, one, buying time, two, coming up with very flimsy reasons, and three, they are trying to say that we don't want to compromise privacy of our users. But what exactly is happening? They are the ones who decide which accounts are being pulled down. They are the ones who decide which tweets are tagged as manipulated, for example. They are the ones who call all the shots. So have they become bigger than the government of the country in which they are operating? Definitely not. Should they be allowed to carry on like that? Most 100% not. And for everyone who thinks that there is no life beyond one social media platform, well, TikTok had millions of users and it was banned. And if it re-enters India, it is going to be on the premise of things being lawful. The laws are transparent. It is out for everyone to see. Why can the compliance for these laws not be equally transparent?
For the benefits of viewers, if you were to remind them that whenever the governments become unpopular, they react. And what do they react? They try to curb the public expression, the freedom of expression, what we call abhivyakti ki azadi. Just sometimes back, I think I was watching end of April, posts which criticized the government for unable to control corona were asked to be removed from the social media platform. Was it needed to be? No, it did not need to be. And you had very, what you call, exciting expressions and acts from especially states like Uttar Pradesh. लोग ऑक्सीजन के लिए जब लिख रहे थे तो FIR लॉन्च किया गया, सेडिशंस के कानून लगाए गए, बेटी अपने पिता के लिए ऑक्सीजन के लिए मांग कर रही थी तो उसके ऊपर एक्ट किया गया. So I am saying that in a country where the rule of law is anyway at danger from the government, who are supposed to be the protectors. Now, coming to the present case, you see, what it proposes to do is that if Aditi or say, for example, Ambika were to write a post, I as government have a right to ask Ambika, who could be sitting anywhere in the world, to remove that post. And if Ambika chooses not to, then the intermediary, the platform becomes liable. The platforms which had protection under Section 79 becomes liable. So the first problem is that the intermediary is bound to expose or to tell the government under Rule 4, where is the location, who's the person. So it takes away your freedom of expression. It takes away your right, what you call that end-to-end encryption. Well, the counter to that is, what is the problem? Where is the problem? If the post that is written by Ambika, or for that matter by me, is anti-national, is against the spirit of India, is against unity, it foments trouble, then there is a problem.